G'day guys and welcome back to Jans_gaming for another Dokkan battle video. So for today's video, they've finally announced the Part 2 LR, and as was expected, it is going to be a Tien. So we did get that new asset on the Million Arena, and lo and behold, that has come to fruition here. So yellow coin LR, and let's have a look at Tien. I am pretty late to this one. It is Saturday in Australia, so makes it a little bit tougher. But you can see we got our leader skill here, final trump card, Earthlings, 3 key, 200. So very, very good that they added something on top of Earthlings here. Really wish that they had have done this with Cal and Khalifa, if they had have been like, I don't know, even if it was rapid growth or something like that. But Earthlings is pretty much Tower. Final trump card has a lot of units. We'll go through that later on here. But jumping into the links, you can see we've got Crane School, Infighter, Dodon Ray, Incredible Adventure, Guidance to Dragon Ball, Fierce Battle, Legendary Power. It means that we're going to have a lot of links with, obviously, the Dragon Ball Saga units. Quite like the idea of, the AGL Kid Goku getting some more buffs on his team is always fire. So, for his active skill, no condition there, just activates, and we get between 4 to 8 key randomly at the start of turn for 10 turns. So that's definitely going to help out with our link set here, because it isn't the craziest, but because we're getting that, we're not going to have to be as concerned about it. Start of turn, we've got 2 key and 250% defense, and then also 30% defense for 2 turns to all allies. Love that. If you've been following the channel, you know that I really like my support units, and when they're across 2 turns, even better. So before receiving an attack within the turn, Tien has a massive damage reduction of 75%. And yeah, then he's got some conditions after. But what I wanted to talk about here with the damage reduction of 75%, you run the physical path to Power Kid Goku on a team with this guy, and you can get an extra, is it 7? I think it might be 7 or 8%. I can't remember which it is. Boost. So that's going to be able to jump this guy up to above 80% damage reduction, which can be really, really crazy. So after receiving attack as the first attacker, obviously you lose that 75% damage reduction, but you do gain 400% defense and then 30% damage reduction. You then get key plus 3 attack up 100% and defense 200%, and an extra 20% damage reduction for 3 turns. So that damage reduction that goes over 3 turns, that will combine with the 75% damage reduction on the next turn, I'm pretty sure. So you will have the maximum damage reduction, which is pretty crazy. As the second or third attacker in the turn, you get 100% attack, 200% defense, and attacks are effective against all types for 4 turns. And then you get 400% attack, 200% defense, and a great chance of evading enemy's attack when attacking. So 70% chance to dodge there is going to be pretty fire. It means that you're not really limited to this guy only being ran in slot 1. However, it will be pretty valuable to get him in slot 1 to get that extra damage reduction for the 2 turns, and 3 turns, sorry. And that is also something that's pretty viable, because a lot of the red zone content in particular does start off pretty slow these days, so you can get that in really early. On top of all that, he has a 50% chance of nullifying key-based supers and countering with tremendous power, and is 100% nullification and counter rate with a Kamehameha enemy. You might think that's not that crazy, because maybe there isn't that many bosses that actually do the Kamehameha in their super attack, but you got to remember that that category is included in all units, different forms. So, for example, Festival Battles, Tech Vegito at the end, the Goku does a Kamehameha in his Super Saiyan phase, so that means that he's included on the category. So we get a 100% chance to nullify and counter there, which is a very busted ability. You look at a lot of these older super battle roads, they always do the old key-based super. This guy will be a killer in there. On top of that, he's got an active skill which can be activated when there is a Turtle School or Kamehameha category enemy, or starting from the 5th turn. So very nice to be able to pop that straight away. But it is just a damage dealer. And 24 key for 1 turn. So not the craziest active skill effect. Then for our teams, we got Final Trump Card and Earthlings. Obviously, we spoke about those two being led by this Tien. We got World Tournament, Dragon Ball Saga, Bond of Master and Disciple, Bond of Friendship, Earthbred Fighters, and also tournament participants. So a number of 200 percents that we're going to have access to there, which is very, very handy. And then we've got the super attack effect. Now, super attack effects aren't the craziest. We've got raise attack for 1 turn, causes colossal damage, lowers attack and defense. So no defense on these ones at all, because the 18 key then stacks attack, which is pretty neat. We like a lot of these fights are going for pretty significant amounts of time. So at least we are getting the attack stacks. Defense raise for 1 turn would have been nice, but what can you do? So he causes Mega Colossal and then also lowers attack and defense still. So again, very effective. We like those Super Battle Road contents. And yeah, so I'm just thinking, actually just sprung to mind, you stack that attack up and a few times and then fire off this 18 key, I imagine you will be able to bump that up to some pretty decent damage there. Could be fun. And then this was the final thing here I wanted to show that I saw on Reddit, and it is the Tien's leader skill. Now, when you think of Earthlings, obviously, not too crazy, but boy oh boy, is a final trump card a pretty mean category. As you can see here at the top, 3 staples that I am running all the time. These 3, like 2 dominant forces, and then Gotenks is one of the best utility units in the game, so amazing there. You got physical Gogeta, he still can sort of chop you out a little bit. We've got the Z and GT duo, 2 units. That'll easy A next anniversary, no doubt be insanely busted. You got STR Bulma, who still kicks around. Tech Grade 8 Vegeta, and then 2 of our finest. We've got the Tech Gods and the physical Super Saiyan 4s. Like busted. So the fact that we're able to get access to these guys on this team is really, really handy. I think Tien's actually got a pretty fire 200%. You look down here, Tech Yajirobe getting an easy A, Yamcha at easy A at some point. Yes, I'm just sort of looking through here. Anniversary, we'd be looking at you easy Aing. And then there you got Tao down the bottom. If you're rocking a rotation of Tao and General Blue, yeah, but I think this team is going to be able to be really effectively built with Tien at the mast. So let me know your thoughts on Tien down below. I think that he is going to be really, really good. Should you summon? I don't think so at all. We're just weeks away from the global celebration. I think you should definitely be stocking away your stones for that, because we have no idea what type of craziness is going to unfold there. You can see even Tekko and Kuifu actually. So, anyways, as I said, let me know your thoughts on Tien down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to keep up with the content, and hopefully I'll catch you all on the next video.